Hello, today I'm going to show you how I crochet a plaid hat, and I'm going to start by using some really thin yarn, probably some yarn smaller than the 4-ply, and I'm going to be using size H hook, and the yarn I got is from the 99-cent store, but you could use any kind of thin yarn. So first I'm going to grab the two tail ends and create a slip knot. You can make a magic circle if you know how to, but I'm going to do it this way. So next you're going to chain 4 chains. And then you're going to grab your tail and make a loop over your first chain you made. And you're going to crochet over that tail and chain 1 to create a magic loop. So you're going to make 11 double crochets and you should have a total of 12 double crochets including the chain 4 for row number 1. You could just grab your tail and tighten it as you see. Then you're going to close off your circle by going making a slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 3 and you're going to put 2 double crochets into each stitch. So for this row you're going to end up with 24 double crochets all the way around. So to start row number 3, you will need to cut off black yarns and you will introduce your other color. Just fold the yarn so that you can crochet over the tail, and then you're gonna pull the tail forward so that you could see it and crochet over it. Then you're gonna introduce your new color, and then you will go into your chain 3 that you did and create a slip stitch to close that off. Then you're going to chain 3, then put 2 double crochets into the next stitch. But right before you finish this one, leave it halfway so that you can introduce the other blue yarn. And you're just going to crochet over those ends and that other black yarn. Okay, so pull your tail forward so you can see it and crochet over it. Then grab your 2 blue yarns and do 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets into the very next stitch. And again, don't finish this one all the way, leave it at halfway so you could change to the blue and black yarn. So again, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 into the next stitch. And once you see this pattern, you can go all the way around, switching the yarn and putting 1 double crochet and then 2 into the next stitch, 1 double crochet and then 2. And here's a tip that I really suggest you do: keep your yarns separate and then bring your fingers up to separate the yarn, and that will help you to have a really mess-free environment, because your yarn could get really tangled if you don't do that. Okay, so for row 4 you will be working with the same colors as the last row, and then you're going to create a slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 3, then you're going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 into the very next stitch. So it would be 1 1 2 1 1 2. Then you're going to glide your fingers up to separate that yarn and switch colors. So if you want to make this hat into a baby hat, you could stop making your increases at row 4. So the next row would be just 1 double crochet into each stitch if you wanted to make this hat into a baby hat. Okay, so once you finished row 4, you're going to cut off one of the light blue yarns. It doesn't matter which one. Then you're going to introduce your black yarn again, and again do a slip stitch to end this row. Then we're going to be moving on to row number 5. Then you're going to start by chaining 3, and then you're going to put 1 1 1 double crochet and then 2 into the next one. So you're going to put 1 1 another one by itself, and then 2 into the next stitch. And this is for size toddler to adult hat, I think, because it's stretchy. So 1 2 3 by themselves, and then 2. 1 2 3 by themselves, and then 2. So this row and the next row are going to be black and then mixed yarn, black and then mixed yarn, and so on. Then the next 2 rows are going to be mixed yarn, then light blue yarn, mixed yarn, then light blue yarn, and so on. Okay, so to finish this row, again, you're just going to make a slip stitch, then you're going to chain 3, and you're just going to put 1 double crochet into each stitch according to the color. And then for the rest of the rows, you're just going to be working 1 double crochet into each stitch. And of course, you're going to be changing your colors. From now on, you're going to make sure you have 5 double crochets of each color. So you should count them all just to make sure. So this is how you can tell what color goes next. You can see that we started with the mixed colors, then with the black, and now again we're going to start with the mixed yarn. So we're going to leave it on our hook. But remember, we need to cut off one of the black yarns because we no longer need it for this row or the next row. Then again, remember, we are going to put 1 double crochet into each stitch all the way around. For this row, which is row number 7, and all the way to row number 14. And of course, you're going to be switching off colors. So once you finished with all 14 rows, then you're just going to sew your ends in by just sewing down and then up. And once you've done that, then you can go ahead and cut the rest off.